If you can remember, Professor Maurice Kamto is the author of the pronouncement of this special status to the Anglophone regions during all his campaigns on the presidential election. Before even the presidential election, he said he has understood that the Anglophones have a problem and called on government to address the issue as quickly as possible because it would degenerate. That was in 2014. 15, he said it. 16, he said it. In 16, he started seeing the skirmishes that happened in University of Biya in the southwest, the lawyers in Bamenda, the teachers in Bamenda in the southwest, and he has been calling government to redress the situation very fast. Being arrogant, because we have some nonchalant members of government in the Anglophone extraction who say there was no problem. Later they said there's a problem. Solve it again, they still keep and killing and trying to violate the rights of Cameroonians in these two regions. They know perfectly well that Professor Maurice Kamto said he was going to grant, if he is elected president of the Republic in the 2018 election, to grant special status. The content of Maurice Kamto's special status was to give an autonomous power to these two regions. That is, respect their cultural diversity. The Anglo-Saxon system of education, the Anglo-Saxon system of the legal common law practice, and many other cultures inherited from the British, and will make sure the 8 other regions will maintain their own culture inherited from the French. And that to add flesh to that special status, Kamto said it clearly that one, he will have to make sure, call for an all-inclusive dialogue to listen to these Anglophones, what they have as their problem, because they have been crying to this government that have a problem. But the government says, no, you don't have a problem. How can somebody have a problem? His leg is paining. He tells you have a leg that is paining. You who don't have that leg start crying that the man has no problem. That is where the problem is. He says he's going to listen to their problem and have said clearly that if their problem is secession, they put it on the table. If their problem is federation, they put it on the table. If the Francophones in the 8 regions says their problem is this, all subjects come to the main table, and then we'll get the actors involved in this dialogue to be able to talk out the problems of Cameroon, and then not take a resolution to grant what the Anglophone want. Because it is not a problem granting what the Anglophone want. Their rights are real. What they are claiming for is real claims. The government yesterday refused, today they have accepted. Now, instead of government looking at the content put by Maurice Kamto, and Maurice Kamto went further to say he's going to make sure he restitutes those who have lost property by building up the burnt up villages, giving them finances. He said it in his campaign. He said it to Cameroonians, giving them finances to start business, making them have equal status with Francophones. And Anglophones will resemble a Francophone, and then making sure in civil service and public offices, an Anglophone, a Francophone, an Anglophone. He knows, and he said he knows their problem very well. He has been singing it. That is the package of the special status. Now, these people have taken that special status since they were not the authors. They just went and took it in their dialogue. Kamto has said that dialogue should be an all-inclusive dialogue. They took the dialogue again, they went and made a monologue. And that monologue has not come out with any fruit. So one of the fruits of the monologue is that in special status. But then they cannot beef it up. Give meat and content to it. How many months have passed since the closure of that dialogue? They don't have the content. Maurice Kamto again came up and said, give me, even if it means giving me the contract to solve the Anglophone problem and bring Cameroon back to Israel. Because I have been in prison with those leaders. I know what they want. I know where they want to go to. And I know how we can agree. I will do it. He has said it publicly. The government will not want to listen. Because anything Kamto, anything CRM is taboo to this government. But they go behind his projects. They pick, you know, when you are not the author of a hardware, you cannot know how to manipulate it. So, today, we find ourselves with a special status content, which is criticized by all Anglophones in North and Southwest region. I will grossly say all Anglophones, but three-quarter Anglophones do not want to listen to that, their content. These are people of bad faith, my friend, Mr. Journalist. These are people of bad faith. You start telling me they have granted the House of Chiefs. Didn't you read in that text saying that there will be a text of application? Why do you bring a law without a text of application? So now we should accept the law. Then the text of application will come and start talking a different thing. Look, listen, we are not fools. We are saying Cameroonians are educated enough. I am a legal practitioner. You don't bring a law and say, okay, we'll create at the divisional level House of Chiefs, at the regional level House of Chiefs. They will have the powers to do this. The powers they will have to operate will be defined in a text of application. Why is that text of application not before the assembly? Why? Look, listen, you people should stop thinking that we are fools. We are not fools. They should bring the two together. When we shall accept this one, that, okay, they will bring the chiefs to sit, because in Southern Cameroon, in West Cameroon in those days, they were the House of Chiefs. Yes, it was. You see, they just borrow from things that they don't even know how it operates. And then when they come with their own, they come and put it in their own way to make sure they deceive us. Another Fumban conference will never be again in this country. We all know how they trick us out, and we know how we have to go ahead not to fall again in those traps. That is a trap. When you bring a law and telling me the House of Chiefs at divisional level, the House of Chiefs at the region, then the text of application will come later. When it shall come later and tells you the chief has no right, it will be the DO. The chief has no right, it will be a government delegate. The chief has no right, it will be this and that. Please, don't take us for fools. We are not fools. Especially me. I am not a fool. I am somebody who read through the lines and discovered the bad faith of these people planning to hijack us again to put us another 50, 60, 100 years in turmoil. Why is the text of application not in Parliament? They should bring the two. Why is it difficult? What is difficult? And now, let me tell you, this decentralization law, how many years was it in the Constitution? 1996. So it has to take more than 20-something years to 30 years. So the text of application has another 30, it might be we'll have 50 years. So add it to this. Master, you don't think that we're stupid, eh? We're no more stupid. The Anglophones are no more stupid. They are a people. They know their right. First of all, the decentralization law is not what we want. Is that the clamor? Anglophones have been asking for something. Why would somebody ask banana, you go and bring cassava? Does that make sense? Somebody is asking, I want to eat cassava. You bring him banana. He wants banana, you bring cassava. No, master, we should sit up. We are on the 21st century. And things are evolving. We now know all their tricks. They cannot lure us into that way. First of all, I tell you, I'm from the Northwest. I was last week in the Southwest. The population is not for that their thing they are doing in Yaoundé. Everything in Yaoundé now is a taboo to other Anglophone regions. Yesterday, everything Anglophone act was a taboo to the French region. Today, it's a taboo. All what they are doing, do you know that that decentralization law is not tenable in the Northwest and Southwest? We don't need it. We are asking for federalism and secession. These are the two. Okay, if you want to come with decentralization law, who are those who studied it? In the monologue? No. Did the Ayuktabe and the others came from the Anglophone zone, given that there is war? Because when you want to address a problem with people, bring the actors that are concerned. They say it came from the national dialogue. Which national dialogue? Was that a national dialogue or a national monologue? Why do you want to bring something from one side of the divide to come and put on the other side of the divide? It will not work. See, a square peg must enter a square hole, and a round peg in a round hole. You cannot take a round peg and put in a square hole and take a square peg in a round hole. Impossible. So they are only burning and disturbing and wasting our time. We are, in fact, informed. We know what we want, and we know what we have asked. You cannot derail us. Nobody has ever asked in the Northwest, Southwest, a decentralized territorial unit. No!